What's going on, Knights of X? We just got hit with some crazy news in the data mines about brand new Lightspeed bundles coming to the game, and these are by far going to be some of the most popular bundles they have ever released because of the fan favorite characters that they're giving us, as well as the power level of the character they're giving us. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, Darth Bane is officially getting a Lightspeed bundle. So anybody who is a brand new player, early game, mid game, or someone that is just starting to unlock Proving Grounds, it's going to take a year or two to grind for Bane. Your problem is solved if you're willing to spend the money. He's going to be available in a Lightspeed bundle. It's crazy. Now, the price point of it, we don't know for sure, but we do know that it's coming. I think the regular price for brand new Conquest characters in bundles is $40. They might uptick it. I don't know for sure. That's just pure speculation. But the most important thing is that Bane is coming. He is coming, and if you're willing to spend the money to get him, you're in luck because he's going to be available to you. The next big thing, Leviathan, the fleet meta king for the past 3 or 4 years, however long it's been, that's constantly getting buffed, is getting a Lightspeed bundle as well, but they're getting 2. And I also think there's other implications to that we're going to talk about very soon. Might be ended up needing 4 separate bundles to actually unlock Leviathan. We'll talk about that in a second. And the fourth one is Dark Trooper Moff Gideon. Now, if you guys haven't seen it for sure, I want to show you guys in my Discord server where I saw this. In the updates section, general data mine, it's releasing pictures of the bundles. And this is just a clear indication. Bane officially getting a bundle. Leviathan pack 1. There's going to be a second Leviathan pack as well. We're going to talk more about that later. And then the fourth one is Dark Trooper Moff Gideon, which is very good because he's not nearly as strong as the other 3, but we currently have a Datacron set, which is Imperial Remnant. And if you guys have all the other Imperial Remnant up and running from a previous Lightspeed bundle, this guy takes a long time to grind, and he's going to be pretty good with the current Datacron set because he has a pretty good level 9. Moff Gideon's is a little better, but he's very good character. The Imperial Remnant level 6 is going to be very powerful. So if you're a player that never got to be able to unlock Dark Trooper Moff Gideon and you want to be able to utilize him for this strong meta, this lines up perfectly with you. So not as strong as Bane or Leviathan, but still nice to have if you're willing to spend the money to get him. Takes a long time to grind for him, and he's pretty good in TW, but he's going to be very powerful for this new Datacron set. Now, what I want to talk about these Leviathan bundles is that I want to also show you screenshots online. We already have bundles for Malgus and the Interceptor ship. So I personally think what this is going to include is bundle 1 is going to include all the character requirements that is needed. I don't know if it's going to include Malik. That I don't know for sure, because Malik does require a lot of grinding. So they very well might do that. If they don't, then it's going to require you to get your Old Republic up and running. But I do think it's going to get the character requirements on 1. And then the second one is going to be the ship requirements, which is going to be like your bomber, your Sith fighter, your MK6 interceptor, I believe it's called. I think that's what's going to include for those. But the big thing that I want to include is that I don't know if it's going to include Malgus and his ship, because if you guys go onto online here, I want to show you there's already a bundle available for the Interceptor, the Fury class Interceptor. I saw this online. I think it's going to be priced at $40. This is $25 for that currency, but it's already available here. And as also over here, there's already a Malgus bundle. So I do not think they're going to include these 2 units in those bundles. So I want you to be aware that if you are planning on getting these, you're still not going to be able to unlock Leviathan without having these 2 at first. Now, that is pure speculation because we don't know what these bundles are going to include. But I want to make you guys aware before they drop into game, which might be either later today or next week. Be cautious of getting it because you more than likely are going to need to get the other 2 bundles as well. Malgus as well as the Fury class Interceptor, because without these 2, you cannot unlock Leviathan. If you go in-game to the requirements, this ship is needed at 7 stars. You cannot use this ship unless Malgus is unlocked, and he is a 7-star unlock through Proving Ground / Conquest. It takes quite a bit of time. So I want to let you guys know about these bundles. Be cautious if you're going to get them, but they're very, very powerful. Leviathan has been the top of the food chain for a while, a non-stop meta that's constantly getting buffed and nerfing other fleets. So you have it. Just to talk about my concerns before we get into the next part, I'm a little worried about the early game experience with this change because Obviously, Lightspeed bundles are meant to help with catch-up mechanics for newer players to be able to really progress in the game as fast as they can. But for free-to-play, my free-to-play account is going to take a hit. It's going to take a massive hit, and we're going to quickly go into game really quick just to talk about it, because I've had a free-to-play account for about a year and 2 months now, and I can constantly get in rank first of fleet with Negotiator. And I have a couple of Leviathans in my shard. Now, I have good shard mates, very friendly shard mates that don't place that on defense, and I am able to take out a 6-star Leviathan. This player, Sinister, does have a 6-star, and Panzer, who's in the top 10, has a 7-star Leviathan in a year of playing. That is crazy, 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 but there are players that are willing to spend to get those catch-up mechanics. My concern is that the top 15 is now going to be flooded with Leviathans because of this bundle. It's going to make it very hard for very free-to-play players to be able to compete against that, because Leviathan doesn't have that many counters. So, obviously, you could say that about a lot of ships, but these bundles for Executor and Profundity, there are counters for it that you could build up for. Leviathan counters require a little bit more effort, and it's not as easy. So, those are my concerns about the bundles and the Leviathan pack in general, is that it could very much impact early game players and their crystals. The number one thing that many content creators recommend for early game players is to focus on fleet to get to rank 1 for your Zeta materials, as well as your 400 crystals, or even top 5. It's a huge game changer for many, many accounts. Now, this could change with the introduction to this pack. So, just want to, briefly mention that. If I want to talk about which one I'd rather get first, obviously, Bane is an amazing character. He's the best character in this game. I think that's a stamp of approval. Yes, definitely go for it. Leviathan, I'd say hold off for now, because we need to see exactly what's going to be included. We got to see if they're going to include Interceptor as well as Malgus into those bundles. If not, you're looking at a very expensive Leviathan unlock, depending on the pricing of each of these packs. It could be like a 50, a 60, a 40, a 40. It could add up. So it might not be as cheap as we're thinking, but at least it's giving players an opportunity that want to get Leviathan a chance. So that's about the bundles. Now, what I want to talk about next is that, does this mean there's something coming? Because Leviathan has been the meta for way too long. And guys, I'm a big Old Republic fan. I have Darth Revan, freaking Wall Scroll, and Pops. I'm a big Old Republic fan. I love Revan. But we've had a Leviathan meta for way too long. Since before I started my brand new job, which was like 4 or 5 years ago. Like, I remember being at my new job about a year in, and Leviathan was coming. I was doing it on my train commute. And I'm here 4 years later, or however long it's been, and he's still here. We need a new fleet meta. So my question to you guys, and what I'm going to speculate, is that this is an indication for something to come next. And what I think is a couple different options. I have them posted on a little bit of a screenshot online. So we're going to go back over here, and I think there's one of 3 separate things that could be coming. First and foremost, I think it's going to be possibly Red 5 as a new Conquest character. That's going to lift the home one with B-Wing to be the new meta. That's possible. That's not going to make them as much money, so that could be completely wrong. But Red 5 could be a Conquest ship, or we get a new Coliseum era of ships that include Red 5 and a new Rebel fleet that will change the meta. That is something that could be included, but I have no idea how they would introduce ships into Coliseum in general. The game mode is designed with bosses on land. Who knows what's going to happen to ships? I don't know if they have that planned yet. I'm sure they do. But I do think that with this bundle included, there's something else coming. Something else is coming. So my first prediction is going to be obviously Red 5, maybe under Home 1 as a Conquest character, or a brand new era, including a bunch of new ships for a new capital ship with Rebels, or something along those lines. If it's not going to be that, my second guess is going to be Trench. And here I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Trench and the Invincible. Possible for a new Separatist capital ship, or something along the lines, because it's been a long time. And who's more perfect for a capital ship than Trench under a new bunch of Separatists? You could have General Grievous having his own ship. You could have Count Dooku with his own ship, forming a new Separatist faction for fleet and being the new meta. So that's a second option that could be coming to the game. It has all the, characters available. It could work. If that is not going to be a thing, and this is going to be really stretching it, but it could possibly be this. We do have a movie coming out this year. There is a movie coming out this year, and I do think he's going to tie into a brand new Galactic Legend, who I think is going to be Mando. That's a separate thing. but could it be possible that the new Razor Crest could be a new meta fleet for something else? A new Scoundrel-led team, a brand new capital ship under the Mandoverse or something like that. You just never know. Maybe under like a Spectre kind of thing with like Ahsoka. Who freaking knows? But this is what I'm thinking. It could possibly tie in to a new fleet meta coming forward. But I want to know what you guys think. Do you guys think that this is just giving players an opportunity to catch up for Leviathan, or do you think there's something else coming next? Because I would hope that with this change, they're going to see a lot more Leviathans in your fleet chart. It might be able to make it a lot more harder to climb and grindy. That something else is coming along the way. For Eevee, for every positive and opportunity that CG gives you, there's always something lurking in the background that's going to change. So I do think a new fleet meta is coming. I just don't know what it's going to be or how it's going to be introduced. But long story short, Lightspeed bundles are coming to the game. They're going to be very good for your roster. Bane, best conquest character in the game, arguably the best non-galactic legend character in the game. Leviathan, king of the hill in terms of the fleet meta, very powerful, not many counters. Going to help you get to top 5 in fleet arena and get your crystals. Dark Trooper Moff Gideon is a good pickup for your roster. Ties in very good to the new Datacron set. And I think that there is a new fleet meta coming this year. I think this is an indication of it, but that's all for speculation. I want to know what you guys think. So do me a favor, let me know down below. Hit a like, comment down below about what you think is going to be coming to the game in terms of what's next. Do you guys like these bundles? Do you think you're going to get them yourselves? Let me know down below. So guys, that's going to wrap up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel for more content. And I'll see you guys in the next one. May the Force be with you all.